corruption, holding of public officers, public office holders accountable, buffer stock, Ken Oforiatta. We're struggling to bring him down to come and face justice, etc. I mean, where do you stand on all of these?
Well, I think I stand where all Ghanaians stand, Moro, on the issue of dealing with corruption, because it's the one single thing that saps away resources that we need so badly to improve conditions for our people and to make our country develop as quickly as possible. So for me, I would not in any conversation support or advocate for a proven act of corruption. That ought to be punished and punished severely. But what my fear is that you have an effort by the government, led by the Attorney General, to sully people's reputation through media litigation of matters that ought to be brought to the courtroom for deliberation and verification, validation, and then punishment then comes if the people are found guilty. So the media element, and I hear my brother when he makes the point about, in other jurisdiction it's done. It's not done in the fashion our Attorney General is doing it. Okay? This thing he does where he comes and lists properties, that, and all of these, almost convicting the person. See how Sweeney is gobsmacked. He said, oh God, I mean, these things, people have done these things, all right. It sends chills. And people watch it on TV and like, oh my God, this is crazy, right? Just recently, I think the Deputy Attorney General is now, lowering expectation of all these whole thing they've done about Aura, that some specific amount of billions. That's what they made the impression to be. But now he's saying, that cannot be the case, and so therefore it's lower than what is there. The point is that lower by what amount? Why is it necessary to put that thing out there when it's not been verified? My good brother Dobolovo goes to say that, there was a lot of garbage in the oral documentation. Garbage. They presented garbage to the president. Are they serious? Moral. And this is about people's reputation. This is about a whole era. 8 years. And then the former auditor, who should know better in terms of distilling garbage from substance, but says that he presented garbage to the president. So this whole thing about oral, which is the basis for all of these things that is happening, is a lot of garbage. But meanwhile, the fight against corruption should not be garbage. It should be factual. It should be done in the courtroom. So what is this? What is this, Moro? I mean, it makes a joke of the whole business of fighting corruption, which we must fight. Which we must fight. Look, we have a little effort where, following my accident, we set up a small, foundation we're supporting here and there to do this. Moro, you imagine that some of these things can be dealt with if all these monies, indeed, if they are stolen by somebody. The effort, the way we approach it is serious enough that it deters people. But now you have a situation where this is going to be a media thing to score political point, it is MPP and that sort of thing, but then there is no substance, just to damage people, besmirch people's characters, and then at the end of the day, no show. We've had this thing where the minister on this normal press conference escapades will come and say, Mr. Kobler Dubois, he lists items that he's bought, houses, this, that, this, and that. What has happened to that? Now, I think they said they are seizing handbags and things. What's that? What is this whole thing about, Moro? We are making a joke of a serious matter. So the Attorney General, while he's a serious-minded person, his actions in this venture. All his job is to say that they say, oh, we have collected. Other people have done the garbage already. Just sort through the garbage. Let's see what the facts are. These things that is going on about is repeating the oral formula. Were you not here when the oral people are knocking on people's door, breaking front doors and going there and say, this is our property, this is state property, and all of that for garbage. Now, after they have done the garbage, you are supposed to distill it. You too, you are doing the same thing. Just, throwing things about without verification, without evidence. In fact, following what they did yesterday, the man in the center of the store, Abdul Hanan, has issued a statement saying all of that he has said, he had no involvement. You see, so he has a bully pulpit where he comes there and the media takes it. Now the man is on the front page, assuming he's not done anything. That belongs to history. That caption there belongs to history. But somehow, he may be exonerated. That all these things are much ado about nothing. It was only the Attorney General and his party and his government seeking to reinforce a certain political propaganda they did in the 2024 election and days before that to win power. They want to let the Ghanaians know that, we told you these people have stolen and so this is it. But those claims they are making finds no validation anywhere. We, at least for now, we haven't seen any validation of anything. Thanks to the Deputy Attorney General forcing Dominic to come and say, in fact, that was garbage that he brought.
But
that's what he said.
Which he didn't say everything they brought was garbage.
But I'm saying, so what?
Some of the things.
Moro.
So some of the things that they collected by way of data.
But why would they collect garbage? The point is that, why would they collect any garbage at all? Especially when he, a former Auditor General, is on, he's collecting garbage. So is it that where all this while he's been collecting garbage? I mean, it's a serious matter.
Oh,
in fact, Chief Justice was removed on a matter that is related to audit. And he says that the whole Chief Justice, a whole arm of government, we're talking here about how we have to work together to ensure that Parliament has leave and their work condition is improved, severed from executive and all of that. A Chief Justice, the head of the judicial arm of our government, removed. She was just literally yanked off the office. Just because political party wanted to do it. And the Constitution, Article 146, provide a means to do it and say, we have an idea. Where is the instrument to do it? 146 exists. Let's use it. So this has been a skirmish that they have done for all this while. A lot of talk, plenty. My brother was saying that, they didn't talk much. They 5 billion. What about 6 billion? What about 7 billion? They can do more. But the point I'm asking is that even that 5 billion at the expense of what? There's all conversations going on about, allocations here is not coming and all of that. If you save all your money to take me and Sweetie to a very posh restaurant, so Moro has got it and his man has made it. Then your kids' school fees are not paid. Moro, you're not a great guy. You are not.
Is that what's happening?
But I'm just saying that, that's why I asked the question, at what expense? Okay, a lot of things. Look, this one I wanted to wait. Government, one of the government's flagship program is the Feed Ghana program. Do you know what is happening to that?
What's happening?
We'll talk about that much later.
Oh.
Okay? Zero. No show so far. No show. Flagship program.
I said no fund allocation.
Absolutely. It's a difficulty. So at what expense are we allocating that? That is not to say that it's not good. Right? The accounts have a saying that says, woeful loss are we in? You understand? The point of the matter is that this whole thing they are brandishing here, big this, big that. The point is you have to govern the country, not to pick and choose where. Okay, so that matter we'll discuss in some good detail. So this whole thing by the Attorney General, it's a charade. I am for punishing people who've messed up. If that's the case, let's do it according to where that ought to be done. Why is cabinet meeting not held on television for us to see? Right? So if it must be in the courtroom, take the evidence to court. So the Attorney General is wasting taxpayers' time and money to come and stay on TV and talk about matters that ought to be litigated in the courtroom. That's the problem. You come and tarnish people's image in public. And the people are walking about, and people think them, oh, the public has convicted them already as criminals. When I read about Hanan's statement yesterday, I was like, he shouldn't have issued that statement. But on the other hand, if you think about it, he has a reason. Why? Because there is a version of narrative out there about him having done something, and in good conscience, I assume, by him thinking that I haven't done those things. So if the Minister, Attorney General, chooses to sully his name in the public, then he must bring that counterfact to be able to balance the situation. So now we have to quote the two of them. Minister, Attorney General says you have done so, I haven't done it. So now where the fight belongs is the courtroom, which the minister should have known to begin with. So it's an abuse.
But Alassane just
This is the use of a bully pulpit.
But Alassane just told you earlier that also in line with good governance, you have to carry the people along. You disagree?
You think that the people will be left behind if he wins the case in court?
So you don't,
the people don't appreciate the details. Why is it so that you can't wash your dirty linen in public? Everybody knows that what you are wearing clean was once dirty and you washed it. Right?
So it means you disagree with the approach?
It's a political venture they are on, now validated by the evidence that they submitted garbage, which garbage they are sorting through to bring these press conferences. The Deputy Attorney General is saying to you that, oh, the impression the oral team created that some 21 billion is out there to be collected, it may not be true, because these things will not stand a test in the courtroom. And so, as a responsible Attorney General, Deputy supporting his boss, says that, look, please, guys, cool down. There's a lot of garbage here that we have to solve. It probably all end up being garbage. Everything garbage. So if that is the case, then let's go out there, use the bully pulpit to destroy people, to have the public have a certain perception that Moro is corrupt.
Richard,
so that by the time we go to court and lose, those who took the information from the front page of Daily Graphic will not come back and revert. Because after you go to court, unless I come and hold a press conference, or Haddad or whoever whose name has been solid has come to make a press conference and say, look, all that Attorney General said was a lie, people will not get back to that. And even if you come to say it, it will be like you tooting your own horn, and so they will not take it. But meanwhile, the Attorney General, coming on the back of corruption, the fake news they promoted, oh, people, the 21 billion. I remember vividly, the picture is in my mind, so graphic right now, when I was watching my brother Okujeto Ablakwa, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, on a certain network, with this camera thingy, so mic thingy on the pouch here over here, and he's walking about in his suit trying to point 21 billion, this billion will collect this 18 billion, and all of that. But today, here we are in your studio. We are not standing and pointing on any screen. But I can tell you, based on what the Deputy Attorney General has said, what my brother, the former Auditor General Yao Dombolevo has said, that all that show he did at that studio pointing on screens is a bunch of garbage. It is garbage.
Okay.
You understand? The only place that we can sort through this is the courtroom.
All right.
And that courtroom, I encourage the Attorney General to go there.
Okay.
And not in the Jubilee House where they have created this.
He says he'll be there today.
He should where?
He's hope you go to court today. He's going to court
He
today.
should have gone to court today and not yesterday in the public.
All
But
right.
anyway, let me just address something small. Sweeney said.
About OSP?
No.
Okay.
The OSP, that matter, I'm not going to get into that. But they should just prosecute who they think has wronged the state. Enough of the talk already. They should prosecute a special prosecutor, attorney general. They should get it done. We support them when they are doing that. I will support them when they are doing that.
Okay.
But this extra stuff just to tarnish people, this political propaganda thing, is not helping anybody.
All right.
Stop.